gone home, so I was really delighted he came over. He is Don Dix from Enterprise, Kansas, and he was with the 508 Airborne on D-Day. Did I say that right?
508 Parachute Regiment.
I'm sorry, Parachute. I'm sorry, my bad. Anyway, Don, we're delighted Don's here. He went in on D-Day, and he went into France and into Holland, and then pretty much fought your way through to the, did you say the Rhone River?
Roar
River, and then got some better duty, I guess you would say. You weren't parachuting at any rate.
Well, we were parachuting when somebody might come in to visit General Eisenhower. I'd never seen paratroopers drop. How many do you want?
Don, tell us what it was like on D-Day, jumping in. Did you go in the dark, or was it daylight?
It was dark. We were supposed to start jumping about 1:30 in the morning, but due to the weather and that, we were kind of delayed. For 24 hours we were delayed. But it was dark, cloudy, mass confusion. The pilots had never been over enemy territory before, and we were really scattered. I couldn't see the trees or anything on the ground. We jumped rather low. My plane was going down. It got hit, and I think we jumped around 375 to 400 feet.
Wow.
That's really low, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. It opens, you swing under, and you come back, and you're on the ground. Well, I weighed 128 pounds, and when I got everything on, I weighed a little over 254.
Oh, man.
There were two men.
That's like another person.
My gosh, we had to carry everything we was going to need for 4 days. Rations, ammunition,
sure.
Everything. So we were really loaded down.
But you landed safely. Did most of the men land safely, or were?
Later on, I found out that everybody in our plane got out.
Oh, great.
I was what they call the jump master, the first one to jump, because we didn't have enough officers and other qualified, so they qualified us in a hurry. Some of us platoon sergeants.
Is that the bravest person to go first?
Well, you're the one that's looking for the field. You're the one that's watching the pilot light.
Yeah, okay.
And you do what they say. When they say green light comes on, you go.
Now, what kind of a plane did you fly over?
C-47.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, the old workhorse.
Yeah.
A lot of miles on that one.
Yes, there is.
Okay, well, now tell us about dropping and what happened from then on.
Okay, well, I want to start out when we took off from our airfield in England. They say the beaches was formed at 6:30. We were in there at 1:30 in the morning. So we say that the Airborne spearheaded the Normandie invasion. When our plane wheels left the ground at our airfield, the invasion was on. And the people were still on their boats.
Getting ready to go across the channel?
Well, some of them they were out in the channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were out in the channel. We could see them, but we didn't fly over. From when they went into Sicily from North Africa, they flew over the Navy. And the Navy and the Army people got mixed up on their signals. The Navy shot down 12 of our own aircraft.
Oh, dear.
So, therefore, we flew around, made a big circle, and came in the backside of
so
the Normandy Peninsula.
They learned from that error.
We didn't fly over the fleet.
I understand.
But we got in. There's two islands on the backside of the peninsula. When we flew between those two islands, Jersey and Guernsey, we were supposed to have our troops stood up, hooked up, and ready to go. We got hit when we went through the island. The crew chief come back and he says, "It's got about four miles to the coast. Are you ready?" I told him, "Yeah, we were ready and waiting." Push that darn green light. He said, "I don't know if we'll get you there or not, but we're going to do our best." They didn't quite get us there. The green light came on, he hollered go, so we went.
Yeah, you were, what did you say, 8 miles from your target?
I landed 8 miles from my target. I got out of my parachute all by myself. I had no idea where I was at, where anybody else was at. I was next to a hard surface road, and there was a ditch there about 3 feet deep. So I lay down in that ditch on my back with my Thompson submachine gun across my chest so I wouldn't have to raise up. You know what a hobnail is?
Mm-hmm.
The only ones that had hobnails in their boots was the British, the Canadians, the Free French, and the Germans. Well, I heard something. I knew it was hobnails coming down this road. And 4 Germans walked within 6 feet of me down that road. They didn't hear my heart beating or nothing, but I swore they should have.
But you weren't breathing, probably.
No, I was doing something, but I don't know what. But they walked right on by me.
Were they soldiers?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, dear.
I could see their helmets, their cutaway helmets on the, they were just light enough to make that out. Now, their hedgerows is different than ours. It's more of a brush. And the biggest part of it might be as big as my index finger. Well, I heard something on the other side of the hedgerow. It was getting kind of daylight. Oh, I would go out and then come back to that spot. I'd be looking for other people. Never found any. But anyway...
That wasn't much of a comfort.
No. I felt like an illegitimate kid at a family reunion. But anyway, I heard something on the hedgerow. I parted the grass real easy, and here was this old Frenchman. He had a walk-behind plow, a horse, and an ox, and he was going to plow about a 5 to 10 acre field. I finally got his attention. He came over real cautiously, had no idea the invasion was going. And I showed him the American flag, which I have with me that I wore that day on my armband. Oh, and he says, slapped his cheeks. Oh, monsieur, invasion, oui, invasion. Where in the devil am I at? I cleaned that up. But anyway.
I'm not laughing because I know you were scared to death, but I think it's wonderful.
But anyway, I showed him Chef DuPont. He could finally make that out on the map. No. He come over here and finally found Regensville. Showed me where I was at. And he made the motion for me to stay where I was at with his hand. So I figured, well, I'll take a chance. I don't know what's going to happen. He left, and about 15, 20 minutes later, here come a young Frenchman. It was really getting daylight. He walked right on by me where I was at. Went about 20 yards, stopped, looked around, come back, and motioned me to come with him with his hand. Well, I took a chance on the old man. I'll take a chance on this. He took me about 100 yards, got me to stay down. And the Germans was real thick in that area. And those Germans had been trained in anti-airborne operations. And he got me to go with him. He took me a ways and put me down. And I finally got one that could speak a little English. And I asked him, said, why you move me just so little places and then a long distance? To bush. And that was the Germans to them.
Oh, okay.
Many bush. And that's when I found out that he was a part of the French resistance forces, and they were the ones that had been moving me. 2.5 days later, was on the road between Saint-Mary-Glisse and Chef DuPont. I was running into a trooper who was coming up from Chef DuPont out of the 505. He told me the road was clear. I didn't need any more escort, so I dismissed my...
Your French friends?
My French friend, and I still respect those
Sure.
French resistance forces for that.
I bet they were really excited to have you be there, though, weren't they?
Yes, they were. They wanted to get me to Chef DuPont as quickly as they could. Now, I never did forgive my platoon leader for this.